Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are fine at your home and safe. So, don't forget to wear the mask when you're going outside, right? Well, I'm at my home, quarantine actually, so no need to use mask now. So, whenever going out, please wear mask. So, this video is exclusively based on this third chapter, reproduction in biology. So, in the previous two videos, you have understood that if you have watched, then you might have understood that what is the importance of variation. Okay, what are the from one generation to next generation, right? There are certain variations, small changes, which makes the organism different, right, from the parent. And together, if you see the many generation, at last you'll get a big picture, and that's called evolution. So, if you will not understand anything, whatever I said right now, if you have not watched the previous two videos properly, so do watch that if you're not understanding the sentence which I just now told you. So, let's start. Okay, so reproduction basically, already studied in your lower classes that two major types of reproduction is there: asexual and sexual reproduction, right? In asexual reproduction, definitely only one individual one individual as a parent is involved. But in sexual reproduction, two different individuals are involved of the same species. Okay, so in the asexual reproduction has its own advantage as well as disadvantage. Sexual reproduction has its own advantage and disadvantage. But I want to tell you this one point here. When life began, right, sexual reproduction was not seen. The major part of reproduction was asexual reproduction. Okay, but later on, as the life became much more complex, sexual reproduction was seen. Okay, so sexual reproduction is a later chapter. Okay, in the beginning, actually, only asexual reproduction was there. Okay. And speaking about asexual reproduction, in your 7th standard and 8th standard, you have studied about asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction will different processes you already know, like binary fission, right? Fragmentation, then your multiple fission, budding, spore formation. All these are asexual reproduction. Why all these processes are called asexual reproduction? Why? Because only one individual is involved there. Okay, there's no mixing of gametes or there's no mixing of DNA as such. Okay, so in asexual reproduction, there's no mixing of genetic material. No mixing of genetic material in asexual reproduction. But on the other hand, sexual reproduction, there's a mixing of genetic material. Okay, so in asexual, there's no mixing of genetic material. Sexual, there's a mixing of genetic material. Okay, in asexual mode of reproduction, sometime if the organism is having a tough time, or the organism is facing very harsh time, that time actually asexual mode of reproduction can be activated. So for example, spore formation. The spore is actually very tough thing, okay, and it cannot be damaged simply. Even though the entire organism dies, spore can survive and continue the organism in the future. So that is again one advantage of asexual mode of reproduction. On the other hand, sexual mode of reproduction cannot be done in a harsh climate. It's very difficult. Then other difference is an asexual mode of reproduction, same exact copy of the parent is produced. If a bacteria reproduced by asexual reproduction, say binary fission, one bacteria divides into two daughter cells. These two daughter cells are exactly same copies of the parent, of the mother. In asexual reproduction in biology, we always used to call this as a mother cell, not father cell. I'm sorry. Okay, because mother can only give birth. So mother cell, a single bacterial mother cell, gives two progeny. These two progeny cells are called daughter cells. Again, not son, because in the future these daughter cells will reproduce. Okay, that's why. So a mother cell reproduced two daughter cells which are the exactly same copies. If they are the exactly same copies of the DNA, so is it correct to tell that this bacteria actually die? Because if they have same DNA, same makeup, genetic makeup, same protein, then what is the difference? Have you ever wondered about it? See, for example, us, we die and we actually make the next generation. But that next generation is completely different from you. I mean, in your attitude or character, right? It's not you exactly, isn't it? And you have your own consciousness, right? Your memories and all. Definitely, that child will not have your memory because you are a complex organism. Even in your genetic makeup itself, you're a sexual organism. That's why definitely the progeny will be different. But in the other case, bacteria's case, same thing is reproduced. So is it correct or wrong to tell that bacteria actually dies or bacteria never dies? So I'm stopping this video by this particular question. So think about it, and we will discuss that in the next video. This is just introduction and introduction of the reproduction chapter. Again, introduction of the types of reproduction. So we will discuss detail the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction. Okay, in the next video. Anuraag signing out.